So in the wake of Paranormal Activity being really, really good, I thought that all found footage horror movies would inherently be good. This is the first film that I saw that made me think the exact opposite. So welcome back to another episode of Why Don't You Love? Usually we talk about films that are really good and really underappreciated. Here's a film that's underappreciated because of how terrible it is. So back in 2011, I saw a trailer for this thing, got it from Redbox, brought it over to my friend Graydon's house. They're like, hey, here's gonna be a really terrifying movie. And we just sat in disbelief for about, I think it was like 90 minutes as we realized, wow, this is pretty bad. And then like a couple months later, he's like, hey, you want to bring that comedy over? And that's not just me. They actually changed the genre from a horror movie to a comedy. Because like after this was released, they're like, oh yeah, no, it's supposed to be a satire of found footage movies and how bad they can be. Right? Now the difference between something that is so bad that it's good and something like, I don't know, like Sharknado, where they're trying to make something bad and it just ends up being bad, is just the passion behind it. Like how into it these filmmakers were. And it's very clear looking at the early reviews of this film and the intricate rules of the world and the lore, that these guys were just super into making a movie about trolls and nobody wanted to tell them that they're not good at what they're doing. Actually, I take that back. Everything is shot fairly well, the special effects are really well done. It's just that it's a really stupid movie. It's a movie about these Swedish college students who are filming a documentary about the environment. Specifically, there's an event where they keep finding all these bears that are dead around the woods, and the first time you see it, this thing is straight up like a bearskin rug. They're totally like, oh man, they found a dead bear over here. And it's just a rug. From there, it just gets better and better. Then eventually they run into this guy who is a troll hunter. And there's all these rules for troll hunting, like they can smell Christians' blood. Which, by the way, how did that guy get that bucket of Christian blood? Did he kill some Christians? Did he, like, convert the blood? How do different religions interact with trolls? Like, they made a joke in the movie, they're like, oh, this guy's Muslim. What does that do? Like, oh, I don't know. But seriously though, if someone is like a Messianic Jew, like, does their belief in Jesus make them attractive to trolls? What if someone's Mormon? Like, they're not completely Christian, but they're also kind of have similar lore. Jehovah's Witnesses? Like, where does the line get drawn to where, like, trolls will just give you a pass? And if they specifically attack Christians, like, if you're an atheist, like, and they just pass you by, like, it's just they can't smell you, or like they'll just leave you alone. Because technically we don't see anyone who is not a Christian get attacked in this film without first provoking the trolls. So like, what's going on there? And there's a moment in this movie where like the main guy just is angrily talking about how people are saying he's crazy and like there's no trolls out here because satellite cams didn't show anything, and he just looks in the camera and is like, but of course he doesn't know. Trolls can't be picked up on satellites. Like that specific rule. Also, they apparently eat people, goats, and rocks. And tires. There's so much I wanted to go into on this, and that's why, like, before the channel got started, me and Graydon shot, like, a JonTron / Nostalgia Critic, like, the long form, like what I usually do with short films. We were gonna do that, and that was gonna be the first video. And we were just gonna dissect this film and talk about all the absurd stuff going on in it. I still might make that video, so we'll see about that. But as far as just movies, just sit down and make fun of, this is one of the best. You can't have the complete Halloween horror movie experience without some bad horror movies. And I think our attitude towards these types of movies are really just, they're not great. There's always some kind of inherent anger to like, oh, you wasted my time with this. If you know what you're getting into, you can have such a great time with this movie. Also, just a heads up, it is in Swedish, so you're gonna be reading some subtitles, or you're gonna be getting, I think what we got the second time, or the first and second time we saw the movie, we saw it with like, they had this option for like the original Godzilla type thing where they dub over it. Oh man, just the bad acting of the dub actors just really adds that next level just terribleness to it. And as fun as it is to rip on it, as fun as it is to just talk about all the weird, the oddly specific things that are put in this movie, I can't say the filmmakers are bad filmmakers because they made a fun bad movie. It's not Sharknado, it's not The Incredible Bulk. What the hell is that? Well, it ain't Barney the Purple Dinosaur! It's It's not something that's gonna hurt you to sit through where you're like, oh, hey, sharks in a tornado, that sounds like fun. Oh, that's stale and stupid. There's an art to making something so bad that it's good, and most of the time you're not trying to do it. Just all the filmmakers out there, put some passion into your projects. At the end of the day, even if it's terrible, like, your love for what you're making translates over, and sometimes it's genuine, sometimes it's hilarious. Either you make an underappreciated gem or you make Troll Hunter. And I cannot recommend seeing this movie enough. It's on Netflix. And again, don't let anybody tell you this is an intentional comedy. I saw the early trailers. I saw the early reviews for this. People were calling it the most terrifying film since the Blair Witch Project. You don't need to be an apologist for this movie. It is fun as it is. It's stupid. It's fun to get a bunch of friends together and make fun of it. And I love it for that reason. So what's your favorite so bad that it's good movie? Go ahead and comment below. Tell me all about it. Gonna look to get another short film review in before October is out. It's not just gonna be all Why Don't You Love episodes. But anyway, until next time, God bless and stay saucy. Movies aren't about having completely flawless logic. They're about telling a story that you connect with so much that you can overlook the flaws. I'm preaching to the choir, but there's a shocking number of people that don't get why this is just terrible. It's not a big jump scare fest. It doesn't have a big scary monster, unless you count the monster inside of us.